If you're over 60 and taking any medication for allergies, sleep, anxiety, or bladder issues, stop for a second. This could be the most important message you'll ever hear about protecting your mind. One of these common pills could be quietly harming your brain, and research shows it may increase your risk of dementia by almost 50%. But here's what gives me hope, and what I want to share with you today. I've seen seniors completely reverse memory problems and regain their independence simply by making smart changes to their medication routine. In fact, one grandmother went from having psychotic episodes and dementia symptoms to living happily on her own in just months. So if you have aging parents, grandparents, or if you're concerned about your own memory, please watch this entire video and share it with someone who needs to see it. These medications I'm talking about are probably sitting in your medicine cabinet right now. They're not exotic or experimental. They're everyday pills that millions of seniors take without knowing the hidden brain risks. What's particularly concerning is that many seniors are taking multiple medications from this dangerous class at the same time. You might be taking Benadryl for allergies, Tylenol PM for sleep, and Detrol for bladder control, and together, these are essentially shutting down major communication pathways in your brain. And here's what makes this especially heartbreaking for our senior community. As we age past 60, our brains naturally produce less of a crucial chemical called acetylcholine. This chemical acts like your brain's spark plug. It helps your neurons talk to each other, helps you remember where you put your keys, and keeps your mind sharp. But when you take these medications, called anticholinergics, you're blocking what little acetylcholine you have left. It's like trying to have a conversation while someone keeps turning down the volume. Let me explain exactly what's happening in your brain, because once you understand this, you'll see why these medications can be so devastating for seniors. These anticholinergic drugs block something called muscarinic receptors in your brain. These receptors are found throughout your body, in your heart, lungs, digestive system, and crucially, in brain areas like the hippocampus and cerebral cortex where memories are formed and stored. Now, this is why these drugs work for their intended purposes. They calm an overactive bladder, reduce nausea, help with sleep. But in your brain, they're blocking communication in the exact areas you need for sharp thinking and memory. Multiple large studies involving over 1.5 million people have shown that anticholinergic drug use is an independent risk factor for dementia and Alzheimer's disease. One particularly concerning study showed that using these medications for just 3 months increased dementia risk by 46%. But here's the most alarming finding. Brain imaging studies published in JAMA Neurology showed that people taking these medications had visible brain shrinkage and altered brain metabolism. This isn't just about feeling foggy. These drugs are literally changing the shape and size of your brain. Now, before you panic, let me share some stories that show why there's real hope. I want to tell you about a grandmother who took Benadryl every single day for over 10 years. She started having psychotic episodes and was diagnosed with dementia. Her family was devastated. But then they made some crucial changes. They stopped the Benadryl, addressed her untreated sleep apnea with a CPAP machine, moved her out of a moldy environment, and put her on a healthy ketogenic diet. The result? Besides her memory being slightly off, she now lives independently and is happy, healthy, and loving life. A complete 180-degree turnaround. Here's another story that particularly touches my heart. A daughter watched her mother decline rapidly on multiple medications, sleeping pills, bladder control drugs, cramping medications. Her mom was having hallucinations and was in and out of the hospital 3 times in 1 year. This loving daughter quit her job to become her mother's caretaker. She questioned why doctors kept adding more drugs instead of looking at root causes. Working carefully with medical supervision, they eliminated unnecessary medications, changed her mother's diet to include more fish, vegetables, and fruits, added vitamins, established a workout routine, and included some early morning sunshine. Within just 1 month, her mother's mind and body completely changed. She became active again, the hallucinations stopped, and her mind returned to 90% normal. The critical connection, sleep. Here's something crucial that many doctors don't discuss with seniors. Everything ties back to sleep. As one sleep scientist with nearly 20 years of experience puts it, sleep isn't just rest, it's repair, it's recovery, it's your body's most potent medicine. Many medications create a vicious cycle. Take diuretics for heart health. They make you get up multiple times at night, disrupting your sleep cycle. Poor sleep then fuels other health problems, leading to more medications, more sleep disruption, and more cognitive decline. This is why, before taking any new medication, seniors should ask their doctor, "How will this affect my sleep?" Because protecting your sleep is protecting your brain. Let me go through the most common anticholinergic medications that seniors take, so you can have an informed conversation with your doctor. For allergies, Benadryl is the biggest culprit. I've seen people who took it daily for years develop serious memory problems. One woman used Benadryl like Tic Tacs for her allergies and needed Dramamine for motion sickness. After decades of use, she developed primary progressive aphasia at 76, which led to full-blown dementia, requiring memory care within just a few years. For sleep, many seniors reach for Tylenol PM, Unisom, or prescription sleep aids without realizing the brain risks. For anxiety, medications like hydroxyzine, Vistaril, or Atarax are commonly prescribed but have strong anticholinergic effects. For bladder control, medications like oxybutynin, Ditropen, tolterodine, Detrol, or solifenacin, Vesicare, are frequently used by seniors. For IBS and stomach issues, medications like Bentyl or scopolamine patches for motion sickness. The danger increases dramatically when seniors take multiple medications from this list. Each drug blocks a little acetylcholine, but together they can shut down major parts of brain communication. Here's the hope-filled part. There are often safer alternatives that you can discuss with your healthcare provider. For sleep, instead of anticholinergic sleep aids, consider melatonin, magnesium, specifically magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate, ashwagandha, or chamomile. If prescription medication is needed, trazodone has minimal anticholinergic effects. For allergies, second-generation antihistamines like Zyrtec, Claritin, or Allegra have minimal brain penetration compared to Benadryl. They're still technically anticholinergic, but much less likely to affect your brain. For bladder control, ask your doctor about mirabegron, Myrbetriq, which works differently and doesn't have anticholinergic effects. For IBS, peppermint oil can be very effective, and there are other prescription options that your doctor can discuss based on your specific symptoms. For anxiety, work with your doctor on non-medication approaches like therapy, meditation, exercise, or medications with fewer anticholinergic effects. Here's exactly what you need to do whether you're a senior concerned about your medications or a family member helping a loved one. Step 1. Go through all medications, both prescription and over-the-counter. Create a complete list and research or ask your pharmacist which ones are anticholinergic. Step 2. Never stop medications without medical supervision. Instead, schedule an appointment with your doctor specifically to discuss anticholinergic burden and safer alternatives. Step 3. If you've been on these medications for years, don't panic. Focus on optimizing your overall brain health starting today. This means prioritizing sleep, getting regular exercise appropriate for your age and condition, eating brain-healthy foods rich in omega-3s, and managing other risk factors like blood pressure and blood sugar. Step 4. Address root causes. Sometimes the original problem that led to medication use can be addressed through lifestyle changes, environmental modifications, or different treatment approaches. Remember those recovery stories I shared earlier? They show us that it's never too late to protect and even restore brain function. The brain has remarkable ability to heal when we remove harmful influences and provide it with what it needs to thrive. If you're a family member watching a loved one struggle with memory issues and they're on multiple medications, don't lose hope. Work with healthcare providers who are willing to look at the complete picture, not just treat individual symptoms with more pills. The key is taking action now. Every day you continue taking unnecessary anticholinergic medications is another day of potential brain damage. But every day you implement brain-healthy changes is a step toward cognitive recovery and maintained independence. I'm working on a complete series about optimizing brain health for seniors, including specific protocols for medication review, sleep optimization, and cognitive recovery. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss these critical videos. In the comments below, let me know, were you surprised by any of the medications on this list? And if this information helped you or someone you love, please share this video. There are millions of seniors who have no idea their daily medications might be silently affecting their memory and independence. Remember, protecting your brain isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years and maintaining the independence and cognitive sharpness you deserve. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.